Guys, here with another quick video, and yeah, I gotta make it quick because I gotta go sleep soon, and I don't feel like I don't want to talk too long, right? So I'll make a real quick recap about the Pleasanton 10K run, right? It looks like I raced that place like 2 times already. I think my first video about talking about the real race was in 2019, so this is actually my third race, right? Well, second, I still race the same place. Well, except for now, I sign up with a distance that's double the distance. So there's like 5K, 10K, 15K. One of these days, I gotta try all three courses. Maybe the next time I sign up there, I will go for 15K. But that seems a little too much. But now I'm into longer distance instead of just running for middle distance like such as 1 or 2 miles, right? How did my race go? And I'll show you my result, right? Obviously, I don't expect, for me to run really fast. I don't really expect much out anymore because of what I have been through, right? The last few years, went through a lot of dramas. I have mental problems. I have like so many, personal problems, that prevent me to run faster, injuries. Lots of weird things been going on with me. My life is just up and down, up and down. You don't know what type of version you get out of me every single day, because every single day I'm different, right? Yeah, just one day I run like very good. It's like up here, and then the next day like drop all the way down to the garbage performance, right? I just can't stay consistent. That's all I have to say. I just can't. Nothing else to describe. Really inconsistent. Someday I get tired like quick, like instantly quick, and someday, I can just last, for like hours after hours, without being so tired, right? Yeah, it's just, I know that the 10K is definitely tougher than 5K. Obviously, though, this is also because I have to deal with injuries too. So, deal with, my upper hamstring injuries and upper thigh. That's where, the impact went the most. Not the knee or calves, it's upper thigh. Because the last time I ran there, I feel perfectly fine. But now, I feel like a little soreness, after I got to, the halfway point, right? Yeah, so let me tell you, what happened during the race. So I always attend early race, but this time we attend the race, late, right? Which is not good, and they delayed the start time because everybody's attending late because there's like a lot of traffic and stuff. I was like rushing there. I didn't run, but my dad said I run, but I just jogged. It's just how fast. It just shows you how fast I am, right? I'm just actually jogging, and some people look at me like, oh, it's just a runner, right? Yeah, so, they delayed the start like 15 minutes late. Obviously, if you're the 10 or 15K runner in Pleasanton, you have to start like 10 minutes early, as always. And then the 5K always goes last. Well, everybody does the 5K because it's obviously a short course, and 10K, 15K is tiring. But if you don't have endurance, you should only go for 5K. Or don't even sign up at all. It's all up to you. I can't make a decision for you because I'm not you. I don't know your body. I know my body, right? And what kind of time do I expect, once I finish 10K? So I say between like around 38ish to 40 minutes, or possibly 40, 1 minute on the bad days. Just based on, the past running I did, right? I obviously got a little bit slower, yeah, like I said, man, like I'm dealing with something. That's preventing me from running faster. If I run a little bit harder, then I would have, like hurt myself, and I don't want it to happen, and we don't want an emergency, situation, right? Obviously, I haven't raced for 3 years because of, global pandemic and all stuff. And I tell you like how the race is and what's my strategy and how I did better, right? So the more I race, the more experience I gain, right? The first time I raced, like I was way faster than I expected is because, you know, I have no experience at all. But the problem is I just went out too fast. I always have to look after my pacing, so make sure, you know, I don't go out too fast. Because if I do, then I'll get tired very soon. And yes, I was aware of that, but now, you know, through the experience, if I follow the people, you know, then I'm definitely not gonna slow down that drastically. No way. Right? Yeah, just comment below, you know, if you were at the Pleasanton, you know, 5K education race, you know, you saw me there. I technically won around like, I was like 3rd or 4th place. I thought I was in 2nd place, but this person was way too far ahead of me. Maybe like start passing me around like mile 1, mile 2. Start going like meters and meters ahead of me. Like they went so far that I couldn't even see them. Yeah, you can only see a person who's ahead of you up to a 1/4 mile. If they're 1/2 mile ahead of you, then technically you're not going to see them at all. So yeah, I see some very familiar, you know, faces, you know, that went from the previous race. Yeah, I went to like multiple races and I start seeing familiar faces because that runner's really fast, right? And I decided not to mention, you know, names, you know, for your purposes, right? And that's just not important anyway, so yeah, I remember the last, let's go over what happened, you know, 2019, you know, how I did better, right? And also give you a quick recap of, you know, of unexpected, right? My dad did not race in 2019 because he was sick, and yeah, he had to fight the flu and he was sick, so he could not race. Unfortunately, I raced, but now we both race. But for him, he has to go 5K because he's weaker and he doesn't want to go long distance. Yeah, I guess he's like older now. He's like in his 60s already. And for me, I raced the 10K, right? And, you know, how do I keep track of my pace and stuff? You know? So, yeah. So the race, instead of at 7:50, it started around like 8 o'clock, right? Start around 8, and when, you know, the chip goes off, I ran for the first 1/2 mile and I was surprised, like, why isn't anyone ahead of me? Am I going out too fast again? That's an issue, man. Because there's one of the biggest reasons why I went out too fast. It's not because the people are too slow. Well, yeah, I mean, they conserve energy. It's because, you know, my Apple Watch. My Apple Watch has been very inaccurate. It tells me that I'm running at a pace of like 640, 630s, 620, but I'm clearly my average pace is faster than that. Clearly way. If you average, you know, the time I tell you at the end of the video. Why has my Apple Watch been, you know, why my GPS, you know, every time I go in a race, why is it always inaccurate? Well, it's probably synced up with my old iPhone. I thought I synced up with the new iPhone that I bought, but if you sync up with the old iPhone, if your GPS sucked, then don't rely on the watch too much. That's the #1 mistake I made. I still make several mistakes today, and I still end up getting, you know, time that I'm kind of satisfied, but I know I could have done a lot better. Honestly. You know, I could have done better. Yeah, because it's the iPhone 7 and my phone is just acting up, you know. So, you know, the GPS is like really lagging. The GPS is like really poor. GPS doesn't suck. It's just the iPhone suck. You know, that's synced, you know, to the Apple Watch. So I knew, like, let me give you an example of what happened. So let's say I ran like 1 mile, you know, it only recorded me like I only ran like just 1,500 meters. That's ridiculous. But before we get into race, I tell you like how bad my Apple Watch is. I remember a few weeks ago, you know, I tried to run the sub 5-minute mile, and this watch tells me I'm running at a 5:40 mile. That's not truly, like, there's no way I'm running 5:40, even though I'm feeling like that tired. But I said but the watch is so accurate saying that I actually run a mile, but then I run 0.9 miles, and I end up running like a 5:06, you know, stay like still a few seconds off of, you know, the 4:59 barriers too. So I ran a total of 6.21 miles, but the watch recorded like 5.79 miles. It's almost half a mile difference, and yeah, I just noticed that the minute the watch is inaccurate, I stop looking at it. I only look at it once in a while, you know, just to see if my pace is falling. You know, if my pace is falling, I just have to tell myself to kick in. If it's going a little faster than I expected, then tell myself to slow down, please. Because I just don't want to die in the middle run and getting your people involved, you know, that's just too much. You know, we just trying to enjoy and not hurt ourselves. So here's how I prepare the race, you know, much better. First of all, I look at the weather and I know what to do, what to prepare. I, you know, eat, you know, really, you know, heavy meals, you know, not too heavy, but a lot of carbohydrates and, you know, carbs right the day before race, and I eat, you know, very light breakfast. So yeah, never eat heavy meals, you know, after the run and before the run, like 3 hours, even 3 hours before the run. Eat very light, you know, that doesn't, you know, put too stuffy, or else, you know, you get side cramp and side stitches, and you're not gonna have fun, you know, running long distance, especially. Okay, so like I said, if you're a fast runner, always try to go in the front. If you're slow, I recommend you go in the back. You know, give these people front runner, you know, just let them run, you know, freely, you know, fast. That way you don't like hold them behind. It always sucks, you know. That's why I did, you know, every single race, because I know I'm very fast and not many people can beat me, you know. Yeah, so let me tell you, you know, the overall, you know, course, right? A 6.2 mile course. So the first mile, you know, I mean the first half mile I was leading. You know, I obviously run with the 15K as well, but then, you know, there'll be some breaking point where the 15K run their own path and I run, you know, my own path, right? Some 15K pass me, but, you know, as a runner, just to give you a heads up, yeah, after, you know, 4 or 5 minutes into the run, people start passing me, right? And yeah, like several people, right? Always. Yeah, like I was aware of my pace. If the Apple Watch wasn't an issue, or if I didn't have, you know, like I said, the upper thigh issue, then I would have, you know, be in the pack, you know, a little bit, stayed there, you know, a little longer, or, you know, would have lead, you know, for like a little bit longer, right? Would have, you know, better pacing around, right? So I didn't notice there's a so when I ran in the Pleasanton, you know, 10K, you know, so it was mostly on the road, right? And a little bit on the trail. Well, I like running on the trail, you know. This is why sometimes I go to Alameda Creek just to run on the trail. I like running on the trails, you know, on the road, you know. So the course, you know, I run for 10K, it's like it's exactly the same course as I run, you know, in 2019, you know, 5K, except I'm running backward. But by the time I finish my 5K, you know, now I have to run, you know, the extra another 5K course, right? Well, 5K, you know, I run like this way, but now for the 10K, I ran like this way, but for 10K, I run like this way, right? Yeah, and I think I can do my mile split, right? So obviously, you know, for every, you know, so there's this sign, you know, like tells you like how many miles you run. There's this sign on the course. If you see the apple say 1, if you see apple say 2, if you see apples that say 3, and you see apples that say whatever number of miles you run, that's how many miles you have finished so far. So yeah, man. Let's say, for example, like if you see an apple that say number 5, that means you already have ran 5 miles. And let's say if you try and finish 10K, that means you got a little over a mile to go. So I just look at, based on, the sign, not my Apple Watch. If I mean, that's better. So that way, like how much more you have to go and how much reserve you have to put in the tank, right? That's why, maybe that's why runners are a little bit more efficient than, before. Because if you don't know how many miles you run, and if you don't know the course or anything like that, then you're going to be a little lost and you're going to be a little bit slower, right? But yeah, this is one thing that concerns me the most about, this overall race. This has to be the hardest race because this is why I have to slow down, quite a bit, because I'm just too worried about my injuries and stuff. I didn't care much about the time. Well, I remember that every time I go to the race, I always care much about time, but this time I care less. It's because, of my situation. I have to care, for my health and my body, more than just, running for fun. This is just for fun, this is not a real competition, Not unless if I go run marathon, plan this up, 3 hours, which I plan to do in the future. Well, 10K is just only a fourth of it, and I definitely run way faster than a sub 3 hour marathon pace, I mean, sub 3 hour marathon pace is a 6:50 pace, that you just have to hold, for at least 26.2 miles. It's about 40, over 40K, right? I got that check mark, I ran that pace faster, for at least 10, fourth of the distance, with, my legs bothering me. I did stretches, I did all that stuff, way before I was running. So yeah, mile 1, I ran a sub 6 minute mile. I see when I pass, sign that said 1 mile, and when I look at my watch, I'm like, I tell myself, I better slow down. Seriously. Like, I don't hold that pace very comfortably for very long, so okay, I did slow down. By mile 2, mile 3, my overall pace has gone over to a 6 minute mile pace. And then mile 4, I finished around like 25 minutes, 24 minutes, 25 minutes. Yeah, and I already knew at this point, I'm breaking 40, right? That's all I plan in this race. All I plan is to break 40. My prediction is I get 39 something. But then I didn't get that time. I did not get 39, nor 40. So I got faster than that. So by the time I get to like mile 5, I ran around like 30 minutes, right? Like over 30 minutes. Not exactly sure, like 30-20 or 30-30. And there was like lots of drinking station. I did not take any drink of water at all. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, because it slowed down my time. And when I just go water, sometimes, it kind of like slowed me down because I'm not good at running and drinking water at the same time. Not good at that. So yeah, once I hit 5 miles, and I still slow down. But then, as soon as I went, a few minutes into, the 6 mile split, I start like sprinting, as hard as I can. And once I sense the finish line, then I just tell myself to kick, and then, I see, the sign, right? Remember, like every time you're close to the finish line, they tells you the clock. I saw like 37 minutes. I was like, go all out, and then, my watch recorded, I run like 38:06. But of course, every time, I went to the finish line, it takes me some time to, to stop the watch. So the question is that how fast I run. Well, I definitely run faster than 38:06 is because, you know, by the time 38:06, you know, hits, you know, I'm still, you know, my watch still recording even though I still, you know, finished the run, right? And then, you know, they didn't announce a winner until like, you know, around 2 hours later because obviously they have, you know, let everyone finish and, you know, the kids challenge and all that stuff. So yeah, you know, I have to go to a company, you know, where my dad works. There was multiple company, multiple organization. They raised over $1 million, you know, just for, you know, this, you know, race and stuff. And surprisingly, my dad, you know, he actually you know, won, you know, second or third place, you know, for his age group. And I won first place, you know, for my age group, you know, for the 10K, right? Surprisingly, my dad just broke a 30-minute, you know, 5K run. Got 29 something. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to me. He always have to wait around to announce all the winners, you know, just because of me. He knows that I'm always gonna win something, you know, because I'm always ahead. I told Dad that I won, you know, second place in 5K. He said Dad didn't believe me. He said I won fourth place according to the announcer. Like, I didn't believe it too. So, like I said, I always focus on my race. Don't focus on anything else. And yeah, I guess that person that beat me, I guess the first 10K runner, I thought he ran like 37 minutes, but then he was way ahead. He ran like 36 or 35. Yeah, like I told you, man, like once they're over 400 meters ahead of you, you're not going to see them anymore. You're not going to follow them anymore. You can't follow them. They totally outrun you, right? Well, obviously it's a 10K, so. So what was my final net time, you know, for the 10K run, right? So my final time was 37:59. Exactly, like right under the mark where I wanted to be 2 years ago. I wanted to beat that 38-minute, you know, 10K run so bad. I couldn't do it in 2020. I did in 2020, but I didn't do it in the race because of, you know, COVID problem. That's why. 2021 was also a skip too, but they did not skip this year. This could have been 2 years ago, well, with a faster time. The good news is that I still got under 38 minutes, you know, for the 5K. The bad news is, you know, that sadly it didn't happen in 2020. It happened in 2022 instead. And sadly, I did not beat my PR. What's your PR if it's not 37:59 for the 10K? On YouTube, you asked me really like, what's your PR? Okay, my PR, you know, for the 10K is 37:30 something. I exactly forgot, but it was an average pace of 6:02. On the computer, it said I ran an average pace of 6:07. So I ran a 6:07 mile for over 6 long miles, and I felt fantabulous, man. Like, I feel even less tired than before. Before, you know, when I run, I feel like I actually collapsed. I fell to the ground and I couldn't, you know, get up. But I kind of did fell to the ground, you know, after I finished this race. But I got up, you know, and walked around. Like, why are you walking around even though you're so tired? To release the lactic acid, you know. I'm experienced now. You have got to walk around to cool yourself down. I'm not asking you to exercise or run to beat yourself up again. I'm asking you, you know, you have to release the lactic acid out of your body. You need to get the blood flow. When your blood flow, then your body, you know, drain out the lactic acid. Sometimes having too much those can damage your muscles, and I feel like that has happened to me in the past, but now I'm experienced. Now I know how to avoid injuries, right? I feel like I make a lot of stupid decisions in the past that got me into this situation, but I learned my lesson. You know, I didn't well, I kind of expected, you know, to get 39 minutes, you know, for 10K, but a little unexpected, but But I'll be shocked if I get a 36-minute, 10K run. If that happened today, if I get 36 minutes, that will be shocking, based on my prediction. My prediction, pretty accurate now. Now I know where my fitness level is. 37:59, okay, I'll take it. I'm not going to argue about it. But that's not fast enough to sub a 5-minute mile. Based on my, super good endurance. Subbing a 5-minute mile is really, hard, very, not a lot of people can do it, and you have to put your mindset and you have to do everything correctly. If you don't treat your body well, you're never going to sub 5-minute mile, period. Like, you cannot make a single mistake. Well, if you're super talented, then subbing a 5, would not be a problem unless you're like runner, then sub 5 won't be a problem, right? For you. But for most people who cannot sprint 12 miles per hour for, in a single mile, you're going to have a problem, You're going to have a problem, if you don't train correctly. Obviously, I know that if I run a sub 5-minute mile, obviously I still should be able to beat 37:59 for a 10K. There's a lot of sub 5-minute mile runner who has good endurance. They definitely went under like 37 minutes for a 10K. So they can beat me by at least a minute and stuff. So 37:59 equates to, if I run that in a mile, then I'll get around 5:06 to 5:07. At least 5:08. Well, still dipping under, 5, 10, but not a sub 5. Because I remember that I still get around like 5:02, 5:01, in April of like 2020 when I attempted sub 5. And that was the time, where I ran 10K around, 37:30-ish or faster, and I didn't quite. See, and I already ran fast in 38 minutes. This is my second time where I beat a 38 minutes, 10K run. This is my second time. It's not my first time. Haven't done it in 2 years, But this 2022 is, it's just the beginning, Felt like 2012 all over again. I can just, like double or triple my stamina, anytime, just to shock the world. I'm just unpredictable, You don't underestimate me. I keep, never doubt myself. You don't underestimate your ability. You can go further than you think. Okay, I know that when it gets to race or some event, you get nervous all the time, but it's all good, man. It's all good. If I wasn't there, my dad wouldn't even know I won. He won, because he would just walk off the car and they just announced his winner, and also, he doesn't know about it. I'm glad my dad wins, and I win too. What else do I have to say? So let me, give you a brief of what happened 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I ran 5K at 19:01. What does that mean? Okay, if you run a 19:01, for a 5K, you think I can beat this year's time? There's just no chance. A 19:01 for a 5K, if you run the same pace, in 2019, for a 10K, then I'll end up getting 38:02. But I ran 59. So I ran faster. I definitely run faster than in 2019. You can clearly tell that it's technically faster. I ran this average of 6:08 pace at 3.1 miles in 2019, but 2022, I ran, 6:07 pace for a 6 mile. Yeah, the pace is about the same, right? It's actually 1 second per mile faster. And I'm running twice the amount of distance. Can you believe that, man? At the age of 20, yeah, I'm young. You gotta be impressed with that. And due to injuries too. And due, to my lack of stupidity and problems, I have. Well, I can always come up with an excuse, of why I run slower and why I could have run faster. I always have to come up with an excuse. But no. Okay? That's just the sad part, man. If you're injuries or if you have a problem, it's just part of sport, man. Injuries can always decline your performance. It's just part of it, man. I'm sorry you guys have to deal with it if you get injured so often. Whoever viewed this video, it's just part of it, man. But at the end of the day, it's not an excuse. You know, there's always a better way to, you know, to avoid injuries and stuff. So, injuries play part of roles when it comes to sport. Like running, or track field, or other sorts of whatever sport that is. So, yeah. Yeah, and also I wear long sleeve. I wear, you know, clothing, you know, that's according to the weather. Cause, oh yeah, I forgot to mention about weather. I forgot to mention a lot of things. I'm like getting tired now. I couldn't think. But based on the weather, you know, by the time I get to like, you know, close to 6 miles, I know that the weather when I run 5.5 miles, I know that the weather starts getting really hot. So I start speeding up because I'm start losing a lot of water, you know, out of my body. I start feeling, you know, getting, you know, lightheaded a little bit, to be honest. Yeah, when you notice that the weather gets hot, you better, you know, finish fast, or else you get burned, you get cooked. Because the temperature was cold as 50, that's why long sleeve and, you know, t-shirt. But now, you know, wearing long sleeve in the 70-degree weather, you know, or 77 highs in Pleasanton, not a good idea. I'm gonna sweat a lot, and that's why I ran fast at the end. That's what saved me, man. Without the race, if I run by myself, I'm gonna be a lot slower. I'm not gonna have too much adrenaline. It's so hard to run by yourself. This is why, you know, I had bad races before. It's because when I run and isolate by myself, then I'm not gonna be motivated to go as fast as before. That's just a problem now, you know. Yeah. If I run at least 1 minute faster, you know, than the 37:59 that I ran today, I would have a good chance of subbing a 5-minute mile. I would have a good chance. Because now it's getting harder and harder, you know. Because now I have more endurance than I did before. I have even more endurance than 2020, even though 2020 was a decent, you know, running year. So, yeah, just missed my PR by half a second, by half a minute, whatever, man. There's always next time. I really don't care. You know, I know that, you know, I just have to flush down these problems and get rid of it, and I'll be fine, man. I'll beat my record once again. I just know, you know, my situation, so I don't have to be, you know, too mad about it. Nothing much I can ask for. See? I still beat 2019's record, or my worst 5K record, so badly, man. So badly. I smashed the record so hard. I did twice this and I still run faster too. Just imagine, you know, you force yourself to run twice the distance and you get a faster overall pace. And you're dealing with, you know, another problem that slows you down. Just imagine that, man. Imagine that. Imagine removing this and running that in the 5K. Like, oh my god, I'll be so fast. Like, I'll be killing this course. I'm like killing my record, man. Killing my old record. Like destroying, you know, keep destroying myself. Keep destroying record after record and after record. And oh my god, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. I am just a crazy person. Am I? Peace out.
Owen Joe, Yash Chitgopakar. I'm so sorry about that one. Anthony Cortez. Anthony Cortez. How about Yash? I just went with the first name in second place. Is that you? Nice work. First place, Anthony Cortez. There you go. Thank you. Congratulations. Woo!
These are 5K.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 30 to 39-year-olds. Pranav Grangerla, Andrew Von Blerigan, and Zach Holt. There's a name we've seen. Zach Holt has won this thing so many times. You hear? He's probably running home already. Just loves to run. How you doing? Welcome. Congratulations. You're Andrew, second place. Congratulations. All right, from 40 to 49-year-olds, third to first, Michael Wisniewski, Jason Noriega, and Gary Hack in first place in that category. There you go. Congratulations. Take your fame. Third place. There you go. All right, 50 to 59-year-olds, Frederick Pedersen, Robin Lee, and then John Lee in first place. Nice work, guys. This is the one time I can announce your age in public and really, great outfit. Nice work. You scared me when you first showed up this morning. That's awesome. There we go. That's 50-59. From 60 to 69 years old, John Proctor in third, Tom Doan in second, and Yu Guan in first. Nice work. That over here, get your medal. Meet Steve. All right, 70 to 79, actually from 70 to 114 years old. Why not? Let's make the category bigger. From 70 to 114, Srinvasan Vaidyanathan, that's right, it's Michael Uhaver, and Doug Miller. My buddy Doug Miller won. Doug, are you here still? There he is. Doug came in first. Doug does a lot for our military here in town, our veterans, and Doug, thank you so much for being here. Okay, moving on to the ladies in the 5K. Here we go. Ladies 5K coming up next. 9 and under. Lindsay Hay, Reese McCarthy, and Kira Mittal. Nice. Get on up here. We'll get your awards together. Your medals. Come on up. I've got Lindsay. It's Kyra. I will not mess that up next year when you win again, Kyra. All right. Good job. 10 to 12-year-olds. Piper Ennin, Kaylee Marr, and Emily Tran in first place in that category. Nice work. You guys look like runners. Got that look. Piper. All right. First place, Emily. Nice work. All right. 13 to 15 from third to first. Let him know what you got here. Oh, there you got Piper. You don't look like Piper. All right. That's okay. Catherine Chen, Sienna Wong, Ava Moschetti. Come on down. Catherine, Sienna, and Ava. Come on up. You're collecting for someone else? Now, it's starting to get suspicious. I'm not going to lie to you. Got them all. She's recycling. From 16 to 19, Ritika Gosh, Daniela Robinson, and Melissa Chen in first place in that age group. Are they here? You're here. Just let Steve know what number you were. Nice work, Ritika. Melissa, first place. There you go. All right, 20 to 29-year-olds, Abigail Tannehill, Alyssa Bonatan, and in first, Kelly Briggs. Come on down if you're here. Get your medal. Get your medals. All right. All right. Where's that gal? She probably wants it. All right. 30 to 39. Third place, Caitlin Bolt, Amanda Bracht, Naomi Singleton. Congratulations. Let them know what place you were in. Kelly, first place. All right, from 40 to 49, Catherine Loberg, Jenny Tran, Lisa Christian. Let her know right up here on the stage. Hey, you're back for more medals. This is actually yours. All right. There you go. All right. And if you're looking here to meet women in the 40 to 49 category, now you know 3. All right. From 50 to 59, Jackie Ramat, Kelly Emo, and Michelle Hekmati. Come on down. Let them know what order you're in from 3rd to 2nd. Yeah, Kelly. There you go. All right, 60 to 69 here. Linda Randis, Dana Farkas, and Beth Miller-Thiel. Beth Miller. Anybody in that category? 60 to 69? Hello, Linda, Dana, and Beth. All right, fine. From 70 to 79, I love I can just say that. Kelly Cousins, Jesse Luvano, and Sadie Moles. Give them a nice round of applause. Are they here? Kelly Cousins. All right. No? Maybe they're napping.
I got my again.
Listen to this. 80 plus. In the 80 plus category in the 5K. Where is Audrey Sato? Are you here? Audrey? All right. That's all we've got for 5K. We did it. You ready for 10K? 10K coming up. Yes. We'll introduce 5K overall briefly. Here we go. We do have 10K. Want to start with that? All right. We do have the 10K overall. Yeah, Fleet Feet gave us $25 gift cards for the overall winner in the categories. And they'll be called again for their other things. All right. Winner overall in the 10K is Eric Shizaki. Eric Shizaki, are you here? And the overall ladies, Ashley Sprader. Ashley Sprader, is Ashley here? She's a good, we know her, but she's not.
Right there.
Someone stepped on the cord. This is where I just get really loud. Here we go.
Yeah, you can do it.
We can do this. Yes. 5K overall is Anthony Cortez. $5 5K.
Fleet Feet discount card,
Overall 5K is Lisa Christian. All right, here we go. We're back. Oh, that's so much nicer. Whew. All right, boys, 1 to 13. Were there any 1-year-olds? Not one. No. They're still out there. All right, from 3rd to 1st, we're going to keep this moving. This is the 10K. Ollie Gu, Edward Chang, and Rudy Gerke. And they're all here. Congratulations. From 1 to 13. Ollie, you're 3rd. Edward, 2nd. Rudy, 1st. Congratulations. 14 to 18. Annika Torakonda, Tanish Kumar, and Ian Yee in 1st in that category. That's a running suit right there. You look fast. You should steal stuff. You could probably get away with it. All right, from 19 to 29, Augustin Chen, Jonathan Barry Smith, and Vince Doan. Come on down or up.
Yes.
Here we go. More fast people.
All right, great.
So we got
So place for you?
Justin in third, Jonathan second, Vince first.
Third? Great.
All right, from 30 to 39,
First place?
Corey
So, not
Sprader,
sure.
Dwayne Howard, and Rob Walker.
Yeah.
Corey Sprader, Dwayne
got
Howard,
it.
and Rob Walker.